Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? This is week 2 of J.O. Speaks Poetry Slam, y'all. Y'all, it's my birthday. Yo, this slam couldn't have fell on a better day, y'all. Tonight we have teamed up with No Excuse Today. And I believe it's going to be a dope show, y'all. We have some amazing poets. We got some amazing judges. We got some amazing people. And it's just an amazing day today, y'all. I'm just going to say it. You feel me? So, y'all, we about to go ahead and spin this intro. But while we do, I want you to go ahead and subscribe. I want you to share it. Get at least 4 of your friends in because, y'all, it's about to be a show tonight. I guarantee you. Go ahead and get your share on. Let's go.
Derek Wallace. What up, J.O.? Kimberly Stewart. Yeah. Big Uno. Okay, it's time to ease your mind. No wasted time, I come in peace. Every poem is one of a kind, so every line is R&B. I swear for God, it's time to eat. This is just a place to be. If you riding with the team, then say it loud. J.O. Speak. I pray your penmanship be photosynthesis to witnesses and they attentiveness be memorable mentally and show more physically. The creativity with words you see it vividly. The way we orchestrate the place, you think it was a symphony. So bring your skills if you really real. If it's your spot demanding, are you the one to make the cut and be the last one standing? Then rep where you from. Let your heart and talent speak. If you grind and reach the peak, then you a real GOAT. J.O. Speak. 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 J.O. Speaks.
So bad I made
we in that thing today, y'all. I appreciate all the birthday wishes. We got my wife in the building, Sharon. Hey, thank you, thank you. Y'all, it's about to be a show tonight, y'all. But as y'all know, it takes a village to raise a poet. So, y'all, let me introduce y'all to this amazing lineup of poets. Y'all already know my co-host, the number one, holding it down in the first spot. Y'all give it up for my boy, Big Uno in the building.
Yo, it's time. First off, before we go anywhere, I gotta say happy birthday to my dog. Happy 21st birthday to my boy J.O. Showing love to my guy. You know, we go way back, way back, man. I'm just proud of you. I'm glad God allowed you to see another year. Let's make it big. Hey. It's his birthday. Let me do this real quick before we go any further today. Let me go ahead and do this. This right here is J.O. Speaks Cash App. If you want to bless him for his birthday, if you want to sprinkle a change on the man of the hour, J.O. Speaks is that's his Cash App right there. If you need his Apple Pay or Venmo, PayPal, let us know. But bless that man. Appreciate you, Jay, for that time.
I appreciate you, Uno. And y'all listen, my second lovely co-host, y'all know her. She be coming fast, she be late. I hope she not fast, she be late tonight.
Now you know I am. I am. I had a little Humpty Dumpty moment.
Oh man, y'all give it up for Kimberly Stewart, y'all. Give it up for Kimberly Stewart.
Hey y'all, listen. Uno, put that Cash App back up there. I got something for you real quick, J.O. Speaks. Even though I'm not on camera, I got something for you real quick. First of all, hey, Mrs. J.O. Speaks. Hey, girl, hey. But y'all, join me real quick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, J.O. Speaks. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, appreciate you, Kim.
Y'all hit that Cash App. Hit that Cash App, y'all.
Thank you. And y'all listen, holding it down on that Poets Row, kicking it off on the Poets Row, y'all. Hey, I think he got fans in and of himself, y'all. I give it up for Black Chakra in the building, y'all. Let's go. Okay. Movie night. You'll see. Let's go. I love it. Chakra, what you looking for tonight, man?
Something better than what I saw last week.
Okay. We got to raise the bar from last week. Something better. Let's go. All right. And listen, hold it down in the middle seat. He's back, y'all. He always be on point. His critiques, it definitely be edifying. It'd be a little funny too, man. Y'all give it up for my man Shell. What up, man? What you looking for tonight, bro?
What's happening with you? Y'all know what I like. I like that pen work. I like that ink well. You know what I'm saying? I want to know who wrote today. Who wrote this week? Who write well? Who write?
So for
Can't be wrong when you're right.
They be wrong when you're right. I like it.
Oh, and happy birthday, big fella. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Happy 15th. You know, we looking
Thank
forward
you.
to the quinceañera this weekend.
Hey, let's do it. Listen, and over in the last seat, last but definitely not least, she will be calibrating today. Crazy part about Trejay is, y'all, I remember we go way, way back. Trejay has been a part of my crazy poetry endeavors. I remember spitting poetry in parking lots, in venues that I named Swink, and like she was this amazing young poet, y'all. So it is amazing to have her a part of the judges panel tonight, y'all. She brings an amazing light, some amazing words, y'all. Trejay, what are you looking for tonight?
What's going on, y'all? Well, for me, I am looking for something that's going to inspire me to pick up my pen. So something that's new, that's fresh, and delivery is always a thing. Like I need to feel it. I need to know why you wrote it without you telling me. I need to feel it.
For sure. So like I said, y'all, Trejay is calibrating tonight. I don't want to hold y'all. We got so much in store tonight, but y'all, before we go, y'all, I had all the judges to bring a little cupcake. I figured we're going to go ahead and do it official. I got my cupcake. We're going to light it up. We're going to blow the candle, y'all. We about to get this thing started. I appreciate all the birthday wishes. So Kim did a little singing. So if y'all can run it back, we're going to go ahead and do it official. Y'all ready? Y'all got your cupcake? Y'all want to break bread with me? Let's go. Here we go. Kim, you going to sing? You did such a beautiful job. Got the birthday card? You on mute, Kim.
I'm just a talking and singing. Y'all got to sing with me, though. Y'all got to sing with me. All right. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to J.O. Happy birthday to J.O. Happy birthday, J.O. Speaks. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to you. Y'all gotta do the black side at least. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Hey. Look, I made mine made, J.O.
Happy. Ooh, chakra.
Crazy, huh? That boy chakra. All right, y'all. We about to get this party started. We about to get it started right. Y'all, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome none other than the lovely Trejay. Let's go.
The day I gave birth to my son, it felt like my creativity was cut open and my identity bled out on that operating table. For months, instead of influencing masses with metaphors, I replaced reciting poems with reading bedtime stories. Searching for words once planted in my heart, a faithful farmer patient enough to reap the harvest. I was still a withering flower in the wilderness. Between 9 to 5s and married life, all I wanted was permission to yank weeds of doubt from my spirit and go back to being a poet again. Go back to rocking stages in front of hundreds instead of battling depression. Go back to cameras recording my every move and spitting poems for television. See, I kept telling myself, if I can prune my mind to distractions, I can start tomorrow. I made laundry lists of excuses, folding under the pressures of the family load. But if I had hung my dreams out to dry, I would have ignored what I carried in my genes. You want to know why? Because once the seed of vision is planted, there is no excuse for allowing your dream to die. We can all find reasons to live inside the box this world gave us, but just because you see walls doesn't mean you're home. One day, you're going to wake up and wish you had started building your empire yesterday. Instead of rationalizing mediocrity, wish you had dug deep, calloused hands and late nights, piece by piece, with little peace of mind, whether you find your refuge in the silence of the solitude or the hum of a crowd. I bet you'll wish you had started now. Wish you had done all the things you kept saying you were gonna do someday. Prayed less like broken record and more like freestyle cipher, taking what comes to mind and letting this world have it. See, this revolution is not televised, it's not photographed, it's hashtag blogged about and plagiarized, it's tweeted, live streamed, and then digitized by all of us. And one day, they're all gonna ask you, what did you want to do when you grew up? And will you be able to say exactly what I'm doing now? Or will you get nostalgia over how you dreamed for the first time when the sky was the limit and you designed the rocket ship to get you there tomorrow? So which way will you go? Will you stay hungry at every fork in the road until you understand that you are exactly where you need to be? Or you like I was, waiting for permission for someone to give you the green light to be yourself? What if I told you that every warrior first had to face themselves in the ring, twinkle-toed and rope-a-dope with their reflection until they danced with shadows trained to learn their every weakness, teasing traumas into walls so all your flaws aren't placed on a silver platter for strangers to devour, only to talk about the chef after the meal. See, no one can do you better than you, so serve it up. Could you imagine if this is you at your worst? The world's what you could reach, the people that you could liberate, the films that would be released, and the songs that would be played in your name. See, there are thousands of people waiting to get behind you, but if you don't take the first step, how will your followers know where you are ready to lead? See, I'm talking about the Kendrick Lamars who would rather spit bars than live behind them. You are a handcrafted key without locks that hold you back, but even a freight train has to stay on track because this is not a game. Singer, mogul, activist, influencer, when he calls you, will you answer to your name or will you answer with more excuses?
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yo, even a freight train got to stay on track. Yo, that's some bars, y'all. But listen, y'all know what time it is. It's time to mix words and emotions with confidence and emphasis. You see, it's the hottest show with a poetic flow. From the one that brought you right and chill, often imitated, but no one ever duplicates the feel. Every Tuesday night at 10 Central, our words weigh heavy on your mental. You see, we interrupt your normal program to bring you J.O. Speaks Poetry Slam, y'all. Let's go. Tonight, the Elite Eight are battling for the top 6 spots, y'all. Tonight, we have teamed up with No Excuse Today. If you notice, we rocking the shirt, y'all. She is a branding company. Her name is Javon Stewart Wallace. She is an amazing, amazing person. Make sure you circle back. Check out her Instagram. Tonight, the poets will be bringing forth a poem that will better execute her brand and will bring people to her vision. So, y'all, that's what we're looking for tonight. Y'all, with no further ado, we got the poets in queue. We about to get it kicking off. Y'all seen her last week. She gave us an idea of her favorite color. I think it was what yellow? It was yellow. Y'all give it up for my girl, Kay Soleil. Let's go.
When my supervisor said to me, "You just do whatever you want, huh?" I couldn't even tell you what I did that made venom spew from her lips so effortlessly. Coupled with a subtle smirk, I could tell she had years of experience weaving her insults into her work ethic. She had looked so cartoonishly satisfied with herself, like a villain in the middle of rubbing her hands together in victory. She had masked her disdain for me so well, a new employee. A potential threat to the rigid system they called professionalism. I was struggling to follow their brand. Looking back on it, I definitely deviated from what she had asked me to do, whatever the task was. I'm pretty confident I got it handled. You would think she would have used that energy to focus on what I had done right. It wasn't the first time I had gotten reprimanded for doing things my own way. The irony is that I had actually started that job wanting to do my best, tried to mold myself into a corporate Barbie, thought that if I let them control me, they'd stop thinking my only goal was to sit pretty, told myself that if I could just be the whole machine, it'd be better than being a cog if it meant that I had to work harder. It took me almost dying in an accident, losing my car, them firing me a week later to make me realize it was much better to just be the operator. I mean, my supervisor was right. I learned right then and there that trying to fit into someone else's box meant that you were too busy neglecting your own. An interaction so simple made it clear that I was never meant to follow the status quo. I am still doing whatever I want to do, even if it means there's setbacks, even if it means I have to start from scratch, buff out distractions that keep me from the goals I've set for myself. No excuses. Now I let people settle into their wrong perceptions of me. Those people are the ones that are more like Barbie dolls, a bit too fake for my taste, not fleshed out enough. Unlike my supervisor, my smirk doesn't need to be subtle. I'm too busy wearing it boldly. Like my own personal logo, I guess you could call it a rebrand. Guess that's what it means to be back in business. Ashe.
Back in business. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, y'all, please forgive me. We did not score the sacrificial poet, but y'all, we got to keep moving forward because we can't spin back. Y'all, I'm too excited, y'all. Y'all gonna have to keep a close watch on me tonight. Hey, this is that birthday behavior. But y'all, we about to go ahead and score. K. Uno, it's on you. What say you, man?
It's on me.
It's on you.
K, I appreciate you. Thank you for your piece. Thank you for sharing. Last week, you hit me with the yellow. Now you got the yellow frames on. You got the yellow. I like that. Last week I heard your piece. To me, I like your pen. This week I saw an improvement on your pen. You were a little more confident this week, in my opinion. So your delivery came off as like really believable. And you took me on a journey. You had a beginning, you had a climax, and you landed it well to me. And I related because I've been through similar times at my job when you just be like, So I appreciate you starting it off. You're the sacrificial poet right now. So I appreciate you.
All right. Hey. Thank you. All right, Kimberly Stewart.
Hey, you made me pull out my snacks right away, girl. And put the cupcakes down. I was like, oh, we starting. First of all, shout out to the sacrificial poet because she did her thing. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Way to really fill the room and continue to elevate and not bring us down. You know what I'm saying? Because she did that. For real. And you, what I loved about your poem, it was so relatable. Like as creatives, how many of us have gone into a company and heard some of these same things, you know? And you also took a relative type of approach to leaving the job. I will tell you, this poem didn't feel finished to me in two ways. One, it felt like you were in the middle of your thought, but you just needed to end it. And two, even the inflection in your voice didn't really end the poem all the way, like in there for me, you know? But you did a really, really good job. I appreciate you as well. Like Uno says, I'm gonna give you an 8-1.
All right, 8.1. That's what's up. Y'all, we on that Poets Row, kicking it off with Black Chakra. Okay. Hidden Figures, 8.6.
Yeah, I'm scoring people by movies tonight.
Okay.
I thought about doing it earlier. I just do it. You got an 8.6 from me. I think it's a big improvement from last week's piece. I think your poem is better structured, and it was on subject, and it was a great way to work the subject in. And I like the performance. It's a little bit more passion, but no, I liked it. 8.6.
For sure. Appreciate you. All right, Chef.
Hold on, I gotta digest a little bit. 8.5.
Okay, 8.5.
The thing I felt was missing last week was the reasoning and how we got to the differences to make them make sense they were present this week. I'd say you keep bubbling but not boiling. I want to see you. I want to see you go there and raise the intensity on us one more time. But I liked it. I'm cool. It was real calm, but poignant. 8.5.
All right, calm and poignant. I love it. All right, Trejay, what say you?
Hey sis, I am gonna go with an 8.5 as well. Only because I think that 8.5 is like you didn't do anything terribly wrong, but it also didn't like blow my mind. Honestly, there was a part of the poem where I was like, oh, I'm gonna start listening now. So like the first beginning of your poem, I said, okay, she's doing a poem. Then you had a line about like the smirk and the Barbie line that kind of like was like, oh, okay, we got some metaphors, we got some figurative language here. And so I really like the concept of the piece of just being real to yourself and not making any excuses for why you're not going to be authentic. And so 8.5.
All right, 8.5, y'all. Hey, we about to keep this night rolling. Okay, Soleil, I appreciate you. Awesome job. We'll take you backstage. Y'all, we about to bring the next poet up. Y'all seen him last night. He gave a different twist last week to a poem. He talked about not just wrestling with demons, but falling in love with them. It was a crazy twist, y'all. I'm excited to see what he brings to the stage this week. Y'all give it up for my man, Almighty Luck. Let's go.
I have no problem being at the bottom. Me and the bottom reflect each other like the two halves of a chessboard. Me being a light and it being a dark. Sacrificing pieces of ourselves just so we get a win. Realizing our losses were just a gambit to help us play our cards right. I remember sitting up at night, projecting my dreams onto the ceiling. In those moments, going to the NBA was something I was craving. My father being a hooper is what drove me. Him being killed was my engine. I wanted to be where he couldn't be, walk in his footsteps, because that's what legacies are for. But I was the apple that fell far from the tree. It showed me that you couldn't inherit talent, so I worked, because hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work. And I went from being a bench warmer to one of the best players on the floor, so I'm constantly asked, how come you never made it to the next level? Every time I hear that question, it's like a bullet to the head, and I become brain dead, blame the coaches, injuries, even blame my father for not being here. Never taking accountability, making up excuses like I didn't do it to myself, telling everyone I'm giving my all without just being optimistic. That bottle was half empty. Doing just enough to receive praise, but when that praise stopped, I bowed my head out the race. And that's when I hit rock bottom. I was no longer the people's champ that catered to his fans. I was trapped in mental ring, fighting for my life like Owen Hart. But I didn't let the bottom pin me down. I picked up a pen and poetry became my lifeline. So I will give no excuses today. It doesn't matter if I'm inexperienced or seen as the underdog. That just means I gotta show that dog in me. That when my back against the wall, I become a rabid pit bull. So y'all can look the youth in his eyes and see that he won't be put down. Because I refuse to let this be my last supper. I suffered for way too long, crucifying myself. And it got me teed up. But it's like I'm Goku. Every L that doesn't kill me makes me a better version of myself. And I became almighty with the godly pen.
Okay. Almighty with the godly pen. I hear you. All right, Uno, it's on you. The song.
My fault. Almighty Luck, I appreciate your piece. Thank you for sharing. Relatable. Definitely touched the topic. No excuses. You told a hooper's dream and a hooper's nightmare. I love the metaphors that you used. Your passion was on, but at the end, you can't end me like that. You can't end me like that. So with that being said, a 7.9, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, 7.9. All right, Kimberly Stewart.
Almighty Luck. Listen, at first I was like, okay. You told your story, which is amazing. And like Uno said, it's very relatable. It's definitely a hooper. I was a hooper, so that's the dream. You know what I mean? You caught me when you said that it became your father's fault. I was like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, I love when pieces catch me in the story and make me think about the story harder. So I appreciated that right there. Um, Also, I agree with the ending. The ending was like, didn't quite know if it ended. I was like, are we done? Are we finished or we done? So that for me was just kind of, and it was going so strong, and your passion, like it was so fire. Like I was like, are we crying? Because like I have a few tears that I can lend. Because you made me like you got me in here. And I loved, okay, so this was, I forgot, I wrote this down. You went into the no excuses part, and that part for me felt like it was gonna be like a hook to like, like a rap lyric or a refrain or something. And I really loved that. So with all of that being said, I'm gonna give you a 7.9.
All right, 7.9. All right, Black Chakra, it's on you. All right, The Lion King, 8. Your sound.
I chose Lion King for obvious parallel reasons of the story. I did enjoy the writing of the piece. Make it more concise. You definitely showed off some great lyrical theatrics. I'm not gonna lie. There's always going to be a struggle when you're mixing lyrical theatrics with personal narrative. And you're at the beginning of doing it, and it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad at all. Just make it more concise. I'm a wrestling fan, so the Owen Hart rock bottom line, I'm like, okay, you got me. And then there was a couple lines towards the end, the youth in eyes line. I was like, okay, but you did youth in his eyes. So I was like, ooh, you had just said youth in eyes instead of youth in his eyes, it'd be an 8.7. But no, great writing, good performance. Come on, man, you gotta land us better than that. Better landing. This is a 9.4, I promise. But 8, good job.
For sure. All right, Chef.
What's happening? 8.1. That's where I'm at. 8.1.
Okay.
Ways I would like this poem more. Hooper and wrestling fan and anime fan, so I get the wrestling bars and the Dragon Ball Z bars in another poem. Like having metaphors that coincide directly with the topic you are doing right now. Like if you would have gave me Hooper bars, I promise they'd be so much more effective in a poem that is about that dream specifically, because it stays within the topic and doesn't let the brain like stray off too much. And at the ending where like you picking up your confidence and you telling us what you are, the godly, if that just goes on for maybe 1-2 more stanzas, give us enough of the climb, the get back where we all cheering for you, we rooting for you, we happy for you, you done found yourself, and you know what I'm saying, you get to flex a little bit. I probably would have liked this poem more. But again, I enjoyed some of the bars that was in there. You definitely, like, the passion definitely came across. So 8.1, solid run, real solid.
For sure. 8.1. Good feedback. I'm seeing y'all in the comments. All right, Traje.
Hey, sir. So I enjoyed the poem in terms of the content and the topic of the piece. The first note I had was just your use of pauses. I think a pause, when used well, can either like set a line off or can really build momentum. And I felt like in the beginning, I understood you were trying to build like the emotionality of it, but it felt like you were trying to make it more emotional by going slower and building that that moment, right? You're trying to tell the story. And I was like, I know it's an emotional moment, but I don't know if he's really emotional or if he wants us to be emotional about what he's saying. And so I kind of was like, okay, I want to make sure that it's real, because anytime a male gets in a poem and is vulnerable, it has to be authentic. And I don't want to be harsh, but I don't do fake tears. Like I can't. So if you're going to be really in a moment that's raw to you, that's real to you, feel it and be present in that emotion, and don't be afraid to let that emotion take you where it's going to go. And then also to the Cruz point, I agree. Dope lines at the end. And I remember the dope lines at the end, but I don't really remember the beginning of the poem, because it's almost like you got in the flow of writing and then you were like, oh, I got to add that. Oh, I got to add that. And so I would caution you to be careful with your punchlines, because they can take your listener out of the poem. Sometimes we can get excited about a hot line and it just doesn't fit. And that's okay. It might be for a different poem. And don't be afraid to slice and dice your pieces, because it's just a part of the process. So with that being said, I gave it a solid 7.9.
All right, 7.9. Yo, great feedback. I like that, Traje. Don't let your punchlines overtake the piece. I like that.
J.O.
Yes.
J.O. Let me say something real quick. Thanks for the little time. Hey, today is J.O.'s birthday. Today is J.O.'s birthday. Listen, y'all gonna give me tonight, man. Hey, listen. The cash out right there. J.O. Speaks with the three birthday look. Celebrations. We gonna give you a shout out when you got bless my boy. He putting on a good platform. Thanks, J.O. for my time. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Nah, you good. I appreciate you, Uno. Hey, y'all listen. Make sure y'all tap that cash out. But coming in this time, y'all listen. Last week, I loved her vibes, the way she stood up, the way she spoke. She commanded the room, y'all. She brought some real truth to the stage. Y'all, I'm just excited to see what she brings tonight. Put your hands together for Angelic Creations. Let's go. Angelic, you there?
Yeah. Some dress to impress with the pen, but I say, never forget to let that inner you show up to that slam interview. That position is yours. Just pause, take a deep breath, and accept your flaws as bookmarks. Chapters of your life reminding you of the many times you had to fight yourself, hesitating to write, suffocating, but no one knew. But in those times you grew eternally. The ability to express yourself verbally. Excuse me. No excuses. Never excuse the art in you, the artistry that makes you complete, not compete. You're assigned to teach, edutainment, no excuses. So if it doesn't serve you, you don't deserve your dedication, no hesitation. Get to it now, today. You see, that's right. They call me the risk taker. You see, but I'm related to fear and confidence. I reside in the depth of your consciousness, longing to appear, but I'm buried back behind the sense of your memories of incompetence. The ones next to the cluttered stacks of self-doubt. I'm sorry, I had to get this poem out. Uno, I apologize. I'm trying hard not to shout. But I stored a lot of things between me and that path, from my brain to my mouth. You see, last week while slamming, LAPD tased Keenan Anderson until he couldn't breathe. An educator like you, Black Chakra. But see, he can no longer teach. Should I tell Sister Carr and Calandrian and Greta and Quindolin, Melody, Pamela, and Rhonda and Wanda, friends of mine that I represent, connected through grief, sons who were murdered in the street by police? You see, artists, they hold up the universe, giving praises daily, thanks be to God. If I allow the oppressed people to deny their own oppression, then I give the oppressor's opinion the green light to do more. But I'm just trying to get past the huge pox style of childhood memories of being ridiculed for being speaking out for my melanin people. It's time I throw these away. I tripped over them twice today, holding a bag of insecurity, battling negativity, tangled as a spider web in the back of my mind, where I'm behind miles of fouls who hold every bad thing I've ever had happen to me. So what? You've been taken advantage of. So what? You've been misunderstood. So what? You have mental issues. So what? They all doubted you. You are powerful, and you're still standing. You won. Get rid of that stuff and start self-cleaning. Begin with self-seeking, soul-searching, researching, writing, and teaching. Welcome peace into your space. Let me move with grace. Make a clear path for your mind. Allow me to feel your spine. Realign your posture. Make you stand tall and spit. As you, the perfectly imperfect being that you are, with me, the risk taker, slam on confidence. No excuses today. Excuses turn into an unforgettable brand just to impress the pen in hand. Unless you show the inner you at the slam interview, you get no satisfaction. You're just one more attraction who claims to be the best, taking no risk with slam confidence. Thank you.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, we got a slam, y'all. Uno, it's on you.
Angelic Asians. I appreciate you. Thank you for your piece. Thank you for sharing. Welcome back. Last week, yeah, I did say you kind of came at me a little aggressive. You dialed it back, and you still was able to be powerful in your delivery, yelling at me. I appreciate that. You definitely stayed on the prompt. You incorporated that. I'm still waiting on somebody to make me feel motivated and say, okay, I can't keep making no excuses. I ain't get that yet. Maybe I get that later on in the piece, but I did see an improvement for me personally. So with this piece, I'll give you a 8.3, Mama. I thank you. I ain't get that yet. Maybe
all right, 8.3.
But I did see an improvement for me personally. So with this piece, I'll give you a 8.3, Mama. I thank you.
All right, somebody got the show played in the back. It's giving a lot of feedback. Kimberly Stewart, you.
So, first of all, that might be one of the better rebuttal poems that I've heard during J.O. Speaks Poetry Slam. Just saying.
Okay.
She came for us. She came for us. But, you know, I love that, first of all. I'm like, yeah, respond. You know, I'm just going to give me 2 seconds just to touch on that for a second. Poets, y'all are alive. Y'all hear what we say. I hope it makes you mad. I hope it makes you respond. This competition is in real life, IRL. So I appreciate you for this piece this week, for real, for real. Why do I sound like Big Uno? Big Uno, get out my head, okay? No, but real talk, I loved that. You know, I loved that though. I love that you responded. What I also love is that you gave us no excuse without saying no excuse at first, and then you know you then told us about no excuse, meaning you were like, you know what, even though y'all told me, you especially Kimberly told me you done heard it all before, like Sunshine Anderson, I'm gonna keep on talking about this because there's no excuse, number one, for these things to be happening, and number two, for me not to talk about it. Now, you might not have said that, but that's what I got. That's the conversation we were having. And yeah, I'm with Uno on the fact of like, that's what I'm waiting for, that rah-rah shishkin bop. There is no excuse. Like, I'm waiting for that, right? As well. But you did that. You did that this week. Congratulations. Heard you. And I'm going to give you an 8.3.
All right, 8.3.
I know that this may not be the normal thing, but I have to say this, Kimberly. I had that line in the poem, but I was so into the moment. There was a line that said about, what am I supposed to do? Tell them about my arms. And then when folks say like Sunshine Anderson, they heard it all before. I just was so into it that I didn't do it. And I see Black Chopper, he about to chop me up, but I'm here for it. And I appreciate it. So, but I just want you to know the Sunshine Anderson line was in there. But I also know that sometimes you don't know when you're performing with people how they may take it. So I'm going to be quiet. I see your face.
I got tough skin. You give it all to me. Give it all to me. If nobody else, give it to me.
All right, Chakra, it's on you. Okay. Woman King. Powerful movie.
First thing I want to say is you have a lot of womb. You have a whole lot of womb. You got big womb. You got big womb energy. I tell you that because I feel the opposite of Kimberly, where she's like, oh yeah, respond to us. Don't respond to me. I battle. Don't do that. Don't do that. Take my critiques, go home. However, your critique, and this is me talking to everyone who's slamming, your rebuttals might not be as good as hers, and they might get you embarrassed. So chill, relax, go write your poem. However, I cannot lie. I did like your rebuttal. Now, it felt like there were two poems going. It was like, here's no excuses. Here's, let me tell you about this Black stuff, and then back to no excuses. But within the Black stuff, you was coming at us too, in a very intelligent way. So I was like, ooh, the guts of this have pushed me to an 8.5. And I did enjoy that. I think the writing is better. The performance was calmer, but I do think the writing was better. It's a little bit more concise. If I think any suggestion I could make, I would just be like, just take an hour, whatever the next one is, just take an hour to really construct and deconstruct it and spend the next week memorizing it. Because this poem, with the energy from last week, would have been a 9.3.
Wow. Okay. Good feedback, y'all. We're going to keep it rolling. Chev, it's on you.
I'm so upset. I'm sorry, y'all, but due to technical difficulties, I had to come in and out. My sound was doing some weird things. I got into real deep, slow-mo stuff. I can't in good conscience score this poem. I didn't hear enough of it.
Chev always do this every once. He
time.
He get one.
That's an automatic 10.
Chev, I know you didn't like me.
Put Trizay on the spot too.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all give it 10. You know what I'm saying? I give it 10. Y'all can drop the high, drop the low. You know what I'm saying? I'll throw my 10 up.
You said the same thing last time. Literally the same thing.
He did the same. Okay. I don't know. Okay, he said 10. I got to go with it. All right, Trizay, it's on you.
Ugh. All right. Shit makes me sick. All right. So, I didn't have the honor of hearing you last time. So everybody keeps talking about this angry version of you. I don't know her. All I know is who you showed up today. And who showed up today was very Erykah Badu. Very like light incense. We're going to be all right. You can do this, sis. I got you. And I felt that. I appreciated the shout outs. I didn't hear them as like jabs. I didn't hear them as like comebacks. They felt more like shout outs to me. It was kind of like, yeah, you and you too. And I got you, which is cool. And that's a skill, right? To just do that and not take yourself out of the poem. So I appreciated that. And there is a skill in reading well. Like, I don't believe that, I don't believe that you have to have all your poem fully memorized if you can read it well. I've seen poets kill off paper and I've seen poets bomb off paper. But I think you managed to keep your momentum and your flow pretty good. With all that being said, I felt like the poem was meant to inspire me, but again, like Uno, like I didn't feel like I was like gonna go out and change the world after the poem. So I didn't know whether to be mad at the police or to be motivated by myself. Like I wasn't sure how you wanted me to feel because I got like 3 different poems happening at the same time. So with that being said, I gave you just a solid 8.0.
8, solid 8. That's what's up. Angelic Creation. Y'all better memorize. Angelic Creations, I appreciate you so much. And listen, I'm going to do both. I'm going to get mad at the police and I'm going to be a better me. Hey, we'll put you backstage. Y'all keep this show rolling, y'all. Let me see.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Y'all will keep the show rolling. Last week, y'all, Dale was amazing. The woman I am, yo, it stuck with us, y'all. I'm excited to see what she bring back this week, y'all. Put your hands together. Put the fires in the emoji. Give it up for Dale Genesis. Let's go.
Hey y'all, so this piece is a working title and it's titled New Tune. I write advice to myself because I got knocked down and learned excuses are played out. You got to be diligent in your footprints to draw and see a way out, especially as a Black girl from the thick bricks of city walls in the hood, all the whispers crawl. You got to be able to cross those bridges and stand tall when you come back and tell what you saw. Let's get into the reality of the Black community. I can rehearse the hymns, imagine the cries from the whips, repeat how my ancestors were forced on ships. I can dance my way through Billie Holiday's Strange Fruit and all the generational blues, taste the sweat of my upper lip from heated project rooms, memorize the lines to August Wilson monologues, but Black family, we need a new tune. Some of our cultural truths have turned into nothing but an excuse. Yes, the white man made sure that Black walls.
She freeze for anybody else?
Oh,
Are segregated. Because we quickly call it ghetto and run to neighboring towns because it's just a little more quiet. We know America will vibe to our lyrics before they vibe with us in spaces, but letting that come in between your current situation and the hopes and dreams you've been imagining or facing. We scream Ice Cube's F the police, but soon as we sniff trouble, we call in the cops to spin the block. We want brotherly love, but we too quick to push and shove. We want unity, but we shout free little homie, even though he just shot up one of our Black blood. You fight and you struggle because you're trying to find a way out. You don't sit and struggle in your doubt. Don't call me golden child, token one. It ain't all about education. Sometimes it's about networking, stepping out of your comfort zone and making it your own, brand it. So, Black family, we need a new tune. We ride or die for the culture, but not for the people in it. We got the best recipes, and when told to pull out, we gonna show the heck out, no doubt. But we the most hypocritical. Every movement is needed, every mountain needs to be shooken, and our history was definitely stolen. So if I had to add anything to MLK's I Have a Dream speech, it wouldn't be just for all races to rise up, but it would be for Black people to stop using our history as an excuse for individual pity. So, continue to tell our story. But the white man ain't never gonna stop hating. So, support each other. No need for an encore, just come back harder. No excuses, Black people. We need a new tune. Thank you.
Okay. No excuses. We need a new tune. Hey, I'm going to let Uno play the first note. It's on you, my boy.
Dale. Thank you. I appreciate you for your piece. Thank you for sharing. I feel cheated completely. I don't know if in the middle of your piece where you were just you had us right here. You were pulling us in. Something just happened. Something went. You froze. I thought you had them pulled apart to a fade to black. I was like, okay, she done started it early.
My
but you
Wi-Fi shut off.
froze.
My Wi-Fi,
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. The Wi-Fi, like, it disconnected. I don't know what happened in between. Like, I didn't freeze. Like, I literally didn't know what happened in between.
but let me tell you. Even when you froze, I lost. I was like, oh, all hope is gone. But baby girl, you came back in that thing like, yeah, listen. I still got something to say. And then I caught on from exactly where you were, and it felt like another piece. It did feel like another piece, but you still kept me captivated, me engaged. You stayed on prompt as well. So I got to give you an 8.5 from what I heard. It probably would have been higher if I could have stayed on the course, but 8.5 from what I got from the two separate pieces. Thank you.
For sure. Yo, technical difficulties crazy, but yo, you did come
Counted
through.
against.
Do it.
Yep.
It's on you.
Definitely. I wanted to say kudos for not just keep going, but keep going in the tenacity that you were going with, and really just pushing through that thing. It's no excuse, right? And so you definitely did that. So I wanted to say, good job for that. The other thing I wanted to say was, I didn't get that you were telling us not to have an excuse as Black folks until kind of far into the poem. And I don't know if I don't know if that added to it, with everything freezing or what, but I feel like I didn't get that you were telling us not to have an excuse until the very end. And as the poem goes, the poem was dope. But when I'm thinking about the client, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be really a preference thing. Did it hit enough home for the client? But I'm going to tell you, thank you for that piece, because you took a different perspective. Like, it's like this poem let me know you're multifaceted. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you for the words coming out of my lips. Okay. Yeah, that poem let me know that you have more in you than just the woman that I am, because I was like, wonder what's going to happen this week. So all of that, it was really good. I'm going to give you an 8.4.
All right, 8.4. All right, we're on that Poets Road, kicking it off, y'all. Black Chakra. It's movie night. Let's see where he going. Dear white people. 7.
How you gonna pull up the movie I was a part of, Chakra?
You're funny. You're very funny. You're the black turtleneck with it's great. It's very classic poet. I was very entertaining. And I do like the performance of this piece better than last week's. There was a different poise to the performance that I did enjoy. I will admit that. And there was even some writing that I thought wasn't that bad. Your 7 mostly comes from the fact that I strongly disagree with the politics of your poem. Specifically because it's like Black people shouldn't make excuses, and I agree with that part. If you even see me on camera, I was like, you're right, we shouldn't. It's like, yeah, the problems of the past, yeah, but those problems of slavery that originated with slavery still exist to this day and come out through colorism, police brutality, modern white supremacy, patriotism, the American justice system. So it's like, it's not exactly an excuse if it's still happening. But my politics is most of the reason I didn't like the piece. My politics aside, it would have been like probably an 8.5, but no. And this is a very important lesson for poets too. You, and Kimberly touched on it. She was like, I don't know if this is what the client, it depends on case by case basis. What she was saying about the client applies to judges as well. You can't assume the politics of a judge ever. I've been in rooms where I thought all these white judges are going to hate what I'm about to say, and they all gave me 10s. I said, okay, you're a bunch of masochists, because I definitely just talked about shooting all of you in the head. But in this case, yeah, it wasn't on my political basis, and I wasn't enjoying it. But I did think you did better than last week, and I did give you a higher score than last week. And yeah, good piece.
For sure. Chef, you was in the whole time. I saw you. You see me? I saw you, my boy.
1. I enjoyed absolutely nothing about this poem. I'm so serious. Absolutely nothing. I think you write better than this. I think you perform better than this. I think you research better than this. I think you think better than this. I think lots of things better than this. 1.
All right. Trajay.
All right. With the dismount, I'm going to give my feedback first because I couldn't really put a number to it. I will say, since the beginning drew me in, I was like, okay, we got the backdrop, we're drawing it in, we got the poet shoulders going. I was like, okay, she's confident in what she's saying. I think the only line that really stuck with me was the America KKK or America. I was like, okay, we'll play with the letters. But then it sort of felt preachy in a way, like you were trying to tell me what to think or like how to feel. I was like, I feel like when you come with a poem that is political, particularly a poem related to like Black history, you have to come with metaphors and analogies that are fresh. You cannot just re-deliver the same things. And so if you were going to go this route, I would have liked to have seen a lot more originality in terms of even the context and the examples that you gave, because I cannot look at chakra screen. I keep doing it and I keep making the mistake of looking at it. But I want you to take this feedback seriously. Just because you are an African-American woman doesn't always mean that anything you say about Black people is going to be law and truth. You have to be very careful about that as a poet, because I believe that there is more to you than just being Black and woman. And I think when you look at intersectionality of who you are and how you exist in this world, you can evolve your writing, you can evolve the content and what you write about when you really look at all the different spaces that you occupy outside of just being Black and female. So I would encourage you to explore other parts of your identity other than just being female, other than just being Black, because I think that the world needs to hear those stories. There's lots of poems by Black women about being Black women, and we need all of them. But I think your writing could take it to another level if you look for other layers in yourself. So with that being said, I gave you a 7.5, sis.
All right, 7.5. Let's go. Dale, Genesis, awesome pieces. I appreciate your work. I love the lighting. I love the shirt. Hey, we're going to keep this show moving, y'all.
Is it okay if I just ask a question? I didn't hear it cut out again. I didn't hear Chev's score. What was it?
Chev did a 1.
Okay.
I said 1. I said 1.
Okay.
All right. So, Dale, we're going to put you backstage, and we're going to bring out the next poet. Y'all, last week, she took the #1 spot, y'all. Her piece was memorable. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was trying to figure out, like, who is Boo Boo the Fool? She said, I don't know who he is, but I know who he ain't. Y'all, put your hands together for Lady Joshua. Let's go.
According to a study by the New York Post, the average American will make up to 2,190 excuses per year to validate their decisions. That's about 6 excuses per day. Some of the most popular ones are, I'm too tired. Feels like I done worked all day and my body is about to give out. I don't have any more energy to devote to these dreams that ain't paying my bills yet. I'm just too tired. I don't have enough money. Looks like the numbers in my bank account keep getting smaller and smaller every time I check it. I'm strapped, I'm broke, insufficient funds. It's hard out here. I just don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. It sounds like just another thing to add to my ever-growing to-do list. My schedule is crazy. My time is limited. And this just isn't a priority for me right now. I don't have enough time. And my personal favorite, I just don't know how. They never taught me that in school. I don't have the skills. I just can't. That I don't know tastes so good rolling off the tongue that we forget that it's lethal, that it's dangerous, that we could learn how, that it's a lie, that these are all lies. These excuses that we use, that we dress up and disguise as good reasons, explanations, justifications, rationalizations, alibis, but they are all just excuses. The things we use to talk ourselves out of our own greatness, restrictions we set on our abundance because it is our light and not our darkness that most frightens us. But your limitations do not excuse you from your purpose. And no excuse is worthy enough to keep you from your destiny. So find out who it is that you are supposed to be helping. What in this world that you are supposed to be changing. Carve out the time to make your dreams a reality and create space for yourself, even in the places where there seems to be none. Figure out what in this world that you were meant to do and do it right now, today. No excuse. Thank you.
Let's go right now, today, let's do it. Uno, right now, today, let's do it. It's on you.
Lady Joshua, thank you for your piece. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing. My mama and Boo Boo Food, they went to the grocery store. They said they'll be back. They just told me to tell you that. I enjoyed your piece. I enjoyed the way that you approached your piece. You said the same things as the other poets, right? Black people, get off your butt. But you gave it to me in a way that I could digest it. That I can really. You put it on me. You like, oh, well, she ain't lying. That's all I was saying the whole time. But she ain't lying. It felt like I was at church. You know how you go to church and you just left the club and the preacher get to talking about you and you like, ooh, he on my toes. That's how I felt. I felt like that. I felt like my toes with that. And I appreciate that. So with that being said, this was the best one I heard tonight. So I'll give you a 9. Thank you.
Let's go 9. Kimberly Stewart, it's on you. You got your snacks?
Listen, I got my snacks. I'm just down the cupcake because it's J.O. Speaks' birthday, y'all. Hit that cash app.
Hey. Hit that app.
Hit that cash app. Hit that. So, Lady Joshua. I love you. Too. I really like, can we be friends? Like IRL. Like, welcome to J.O. Speaks Poetry Slam. This week is about no excuses. We have a client, and Lady Joshua showed up to write for said client and to defend her last week's win. Amen. Thank you, God. Pass the offering plate and put more than $5 in it. And I am going to give you a 9.3.
Let's go 9.3. I love it. Y'all, we about to hit that poets roll. Hey, anything can happen. Let's kicking it off. Black Chakra. It's movie week. What movie is this, Black Chakra? Okay, Eternals, 7.9.
Eternals is one of the MCU films that just didn't do it for me. So Lady Joshua, you kill in Dallas, and a couple years ago, and wow, she were doing a really, really good job. I study people. That's what I do. I'm a psychopath. Especially when someone wins a slam, you become a target of interest because you might have to be taken out one day. That's just the person I am. That being said, this poem is too simple. This poem did not showcase what I like about you the most. Now, Angel Winging Off Kimberly, if there was a company listening to that, I think you got the deal. Truly. If I was a company who was looking for a No Excuses poem, you would have a 9.7. But I'm a poet looking for the writing composition and expertise of a great writer. So because of that, you have 7.9. And if someone else had did this poem, it would have been 8.2. But I think you're a much better writer than that. So.
All right, there you have it, y'all. 7.9. Chev, I'm almost nervous to have him talk right now, but it's on you.
Don't silence this black man, because I believe in what I. No, I'm kidding. I don't know who the hell told Chakra that I was gonna give her an 8.2, but I'm actually going to give her an 8.2. I don't know why that nigga be looking at my notes and shit, but essentially the same thing. In terms of the assignment, this is the best understanding of the job and the task throughout the slam, but the writing was unimpressive. And how I would like it more is if, okay, when a poem isn't asking anything emotionally, it's not requiring us to do anything emotionally, it's not requiring the writer, the listener, the performer to feel much of anything, except maybe like mild inspiration. This is where the lyrical acrobatics come into play. This is where we play a lot with cadence, with rhythm, with sound to create the enjoyment that exists in the poem. So this is where we use alliteration. This is where we use both internal rhyme, end rhyme, slant. This is where we might use a metaphor. We might take idioms and maybe add something to them. This is a poem where playing with language would help a lot. And cleverness would help a lot. And it's not that I don't think you're clever. I think you're very clever. I think you didn't use it very much this week, but still a really solid effort. 8.2.
All right. 8.2. Solid. I can rock with it. Trejay, it's on you.
All right. So first and foremost, I hate going after Chev. I'm just going to go ahead and say that every time. Because he says something, I'm like, dang, now I got to be nice. But I love when a poet starts out, I was like out the gate with the topic. I think the thing I appreciated most about your poem, I'll disagree with the gentleman, is that because it was simple, I knew exactly what your poem was about. And for some of the other artists, I had to figure out what the hell is this poem about? So I didn't waste time trying to figure out what the theme was. You gave it to me right away, fresh and hot. And I appreciated that, because then I knew where we were going. And I was like, okay, this is where we're going. And I could follow you. With slam, you don't have a lot of time sometimes to build up the theme. You just got to come with it and hit us hard in our mouth with it. So I appreciated that piece of it. The I don't know is lethal. I was like, dang, I gotta stop saying I don't know. Like that hit me. And I wrote it down. I was like, I'm going to put that on a sticky note and sit it on my mirror somewhere. Anytime a poet gives me a line that I can take with me and take home with me, like, you got me. You got me in your pocket, for real. And honestly, I'm going to score you higher than I did anyone else in the night, because you were my favorite poem of the night. So judge or not, like numbers or not, I gave you an 8.8, which is the highest score I've given all night, because I felt it. I was with you from start to finish, and you're the only poem, sorry to everyone else, that I did not tune out at some point in the poem. Like you did not lose me at all. I was with you, and it was short, sweet, to the point. You did what you had to do. So 8.8, sis.
For sure. 8.8. Y'all, can you believe we almost through this whole show, y'all? I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. This next poet, last week, he said he had just broke back on the stage. He had took a long hiatus, and he said, yo, he back. Y'all, he back again this week. Put your hands together for my man, Kyness Turner. Let's go.
You know, as much as I say I don't care about other people's opinions, I'm Pinocchioing. Because I do. For example, before round 2 started, I put enough gel in my hair to drown out a pool full of piranhas. I mean, I rubbed my hands through every single strand, even the naps in the back that usually get slept on. I went on the No Excuses website and ordered a golden t-shirt on 2-day shipping, hoping that I could rock it the next night, that I would be spitting, just to show that I viewed this round and this prompt like round 3 was not guaranteed, forgetting that I had to be in Dallas for work this week and I live in Memphis. The shirt I wanted to wear today is on the doorstep of my house. Needless to say, it's befitting. I have no excuses today. Literally. How oxymoronic, emphasis on the moron who tries to order a shirt for a poetry slam just so he can get better scores on me. You know why? Because I'm so self-conscious. I care so much about how other people view me, and I'm so focused on other people's affirmations that I don't even choose me. Every morning, I go window shopping in the mirror for my worth, pressing my fingertips up against the glass like a prison visit, hoping that one day I could remove the barrier between me and my worth, and hoping I could remove the barrier between me and my legacy, and hoping that I could touch my dreams the way that they're supposed to be. But y'all, my confidence is just not there. And so I try to be. I try to pretend like my confidence is never phased by life-changing phases or life-changing phrases. And I try to pretend like I have a lot of confidence, but I don't even feel connected to myself. And so I'm disconnected to everything about me, and I just want to get out. Changing faces. I'm tired of masquerading and putting on a face for people that care more about the makeup of the artist than the artist of the makeup. And y'all, I beat myself up so much that even my third eye has a black chakra. And maybe if I was a better steward like Javon and Kim, then maybe I could actually be free like Cassandra. Or maybe Chev was right. Maybe the whole time, the reason that I'm 1 edit away from a 9 is because I'm always minus uno. Every time I'm on the brink of being complete, I play uncle with my gifts, and I ain't ready to talk about Bruno, so I settle and let the whole world brand me with their worldviews instead of being my own Geppetto. And to be honest, I don't even know if I'm ready to be the Pinocchio of my soul. I don't even know if I'm ready to be the puppet master of my soul. But I do know that I'm tired of being the world's Pinocchio. And will I ever get to the point where other people's opinion don't matter? Who knows? But hopefully that day finally comes where I'm ready to cut the strings and let loose of my nose and my wings and see which part of me finally grows.
Who knows? Hey, I got you. Uno, -1. Let's go.
Big -1. Get it right. Get it right. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for your piece. Thank you for sharing. Man, the way you just incorporated your real daily activities on a short notice, this just happened today. You just realized. So everybody else was working on their piece for last couple days, right? You had to jump through these little hoops, and you still came out with the best piece. Even with the stumble, it still was the best piece. Even in the bathroom, it still was the best piece. Even talking about your nappy hair, but you got good hair. If you want to see some naps, I can show you some naps. But I'm gonna let that slide, big dog. I'm gonna give you the 9.1. Appreciate you.
All right, 9.1. All right, Kimberly Stewart.
Mighty, man. What's up?
That 10.
Uh-oh.
What? Not the 10 piece. Not the 10 piece.
Let's go.
Listen, I just had another Humpty Dumpty moment, y'all. I was so over here, like, screaming a little bit in my, I knew it. I knew you was the one. I knew you was Neo. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I first saw you, I was like, you know, they just took him out of the Matrix. They just took him out. Like, he's still slimy. You know what I'm saying? And but he still got it, and he gonna get it, and like it's gonna, man, Ernest, like, first of all, like I low key feel like you freestyle half of that, and like it reminded me of what Chev did the other week when he last week when he calibrated, right? Like just took it in the middle, like he fumbled the piece and was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and fumble and catch my own fumble and then do a touchdown. Definitely totally different type of poetry, but like, yes, okay. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. I love your inflections. You're a professional, and it shows. So 10, my dude, 10.
Let's go. 10, my dude, 10. Black Chakra, what say you? What is this? I'm excited about the movie.
He changed his movie.
Did he change it to, let's see.
Yep.
You think you slick. First of all, before I say anything about the poem, Uno, don't talk about that man bathroom. Don't talk about that man bathroom. I almost fell out my chair. I almost collapsed. I was like, why you got to point out the man in the bathroom? I done slammed in the bathroom before. I ain't judging. People being real nice to you, and I'm sick of it. People being real nice about your freestyle that put all our names in it and stuff like that. You're not that impressive. I gave you a 10.
Let's go. Let's go.
And you can let it, and you can let this one go to your head. I waited for something, and it wasn't how good your freestyle was. I looked at Chev on the camera. I said, if he can move Chev, then this is the 10. If he could do it. And when you said the Uno line, I backed up, and then Chev fell off camera. I said, and I gave you Puppet Master because giving you Pinocchio would have been cliche. Yes, that was a 10. You can let it go to your head. I don't like giving high scores, so I got to say something insulting. Both Drake albums was terrible, so light-skinned people losing.
All right. Chev, it's on you.
There goes the neighborhood, man.
There you go.
There go the neighborhood, dog. Hey. Can I get one of Funk Flex's bombs or something? Can I get one?
You want one?
You know what? I'm gonna say what Flex said after Loaded Lux wrote one of the greatest freestyles of all time and performed on there. I want the next person to think real careful about what you say before you come up here. I want the next person to think I want you to take some time and contemplate what you do before you get on the stage next time. What you think, if you still going in the slam, I want you to watch this. I want you to think about what you about to say. What you about to do next week, I want you to watch this. I want you to think about what you about to write. That number that come after 9, it's before 11, but it's after. I ain't said it in so long. I forgot how that go. 10, yeah, that. Get on my face. Damn it.
1 + 9 = 10.
And if he in the slam again, I won't be in the slam because this ain't fair. You can't just be bullying like this. This ain't right.
Let's go. Trujay, what say you?
I'll follow that, Chev. I will follow that. Yes, on the shirt and the daily livings and the Amazon shipment, yes. The prison wall line, like the conjugal visits with yourself, like that movie, I was like, hand on the mirror, put it on the glass for me. Yes. The makeup of the artist and the artist's makeup. I was like, did he just flip it down and reverse it on me? Yes. And then I'm telling you, I live for a poem that takes you full circle. Like you started the first line talking about I'm Pinocchioing, and then came back with the Geppetto Puppet Master. I was like, you better be a writer. You better revise your paperwork. You better go back and read your poem backwards and make sure it all makes sense. Like I can tell that you are a reviser and you're an editor of your work, and it shows. As Chakra, I take back my statement previously because yes, memorization makes all the difference. And I could tell. Timing, movements, you had literally everything. And so, yeah, like I feel like I'm being mean, but 9.8, like
Let's go.
It was a couple of stumbles, could have been perfect, wasn't quite perfect, but 9.8.
For sure. Y'all, hey, he said he back. I think he is, y'all. Yo, awesome job, my man Carnes. We're gonna spin you back, y'all. Listen, this poet has been riding that last spot for a minute. I think her and the last spot got something going on, but y'all put your hands together for none other than Poetic V. Let's go.
One, switching the responsibility to an external cause for something else. Two, having some sense of responsibility for one's life and viewing a wrongdoing as an anomaly. For years, I shifted the responsibility of my absent father as to why I let the first man who told me he loves me pop my cherry. Reasoned the alcohol in my mother's veins convinced her to attempt to jump off of a 3-story building, and my 6-year-old hands were her hangover remedy, pulling her off the railings. Now I'm responsible for keeping her alive. 28, pulling life support from her, now running from support into a field of shrooms, getting so lost in mirages, reality became unrecognizable. I made pardons for my trauma. Said, it's okay to live any kind of way. Look at all that has happened to me. Your death has been here the entire time. Excuses like poison dripping down the cracks of my lips, slithering down my chest, gripping my lungs, making it hard to breathe, hard to believe. Onto the pavement I'm standing on. No wonder it's been impossible to move forward. Sinking in quicksands of I can't because of her and I won't because of him. And how can I look at all that has been done to me? To I can because of me. I will because of this community. These wrongs doing aren't happenstance. It's called life. So I choose to take accountability, ultimate power, joining together with like-minded souls who will bring me sustainability, overcoming adversity, not impossibility, but an opportunity to become better than I've ever been. I don't care what's in my past. For the cast of my future has changed, and it does not include fear, insecurity, or shame. There is too much to gain as I reframe my mind, not just positive thoughts, but practical action. Each day becomes a fraction to this equation that will equal my wholeness, for I refuse to be held back by broken pieces and someone else's memory. So I will shout from mountaintops and scream in valleys. I will accomplish every dream, every goal, all aspirations, no excuses, not today, not tomorrow, not ever.
Let's go. All right, y'all. Listen, when she popped up with the shirt, I was like, okay. Uno, it's on you.
Poetic, I appreciate your piece. Thank you for sharing. That was the good old rah sis kumbada I was looking for to kind of motivate me to take me out to go to get me what I needed. That was the juice I was looking for, and I appreciate that. Your delivery, your placement where you fell in the order of the show today was big, because it from the last 3 poets, no disrespect to any other poet that performed tonight, all of you guys were great, but the last 3 poets they added on. They added on, and I was looking to see how you were going to react when you got somebody before you with 2 big scores from 2 critical judges, right? You came, you put up a valiant fight, and I appreciate you for that. But I'm still riding the high from the last piece. I'm just going to be totally honest. So I gave him a 9.1. Mama, I can give you 8.9. I appreciate you.
All right, 8.9. Kimberly Stewart.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, that was totally the Rara Shiskumba. Like, I was like, rally cry, let's go. Definitely. I wish that it would have came before Carnes. Because yeah, you're good, Mama. You are very, very good. I do think there was a couple pieces in there still that kind of lost me. Like, I got lost in the shuffle of the story. I think or I was still on the high from the last poem. I don't know, but I wasn't all the way there at about the middle, and then I came back. I was like, wait. She's spitting good. Let me listen. Yeah, and that's the part of the competition, y'all. That is the part of the competition. And Carness, like, that just wasn't fair. Like, like he took the gloves off a little bit. Like, so that's what y'all up against. I mean, I hate to say it, like, I'm gonna give you a 9.6, and I think I'm giving you a higher score than I probably would have, only because it was good, but I feel bad that I'm like scoring you against Carness, but like that really is the reality. So honestly, I don't know if it's a 9.6 poem, but that's what I'm gonna give you today.
We got you, Kim. We got you. All right. We on that poetry roll, y'all. Black Chakra. Let's go. 9.5. Shawshank Redemption. Oh,
Andy Dufresne had to crawl through miles of poop to get to freedom, and you did. They're not wrong. Kimberly and Uno are touching on something that is very true. In Baltimore, we've won a lot of championships in slam, individually and team-wise, and we have a thing that we call the pendulum. If you've ever seen a pendulum, it swings slowly, but the faster it gets, the harder the slice becomes. In slams, there is a pendulum. If there are poems before you that only slightly push the pendulum, that meaning they didn't slice the audience, they didn't do nothing to cut people in half, so then it's really just a simple slam. Until somebody comes around and they push the pendulum. And if they push it, if you can't catch it and push it back with momentum, you got sliced. You just got sliced. Carnez pushed that pendulum hard. Your poem would have been a 9.9, 10 for me, definitely, if it came before his. But that pendulum hurt. Like, I tell people all the time, some people are like, oh man, I'm worried about getting the one in the slam. I ain't ever worried about getting the one in the slam. I mean, I hate getting the one in the slam like everybody else, but if I get it, I have a chance to slice the next 7 people behind. Meaning like, oh, now I'm what everybody's going to be compared to. The next 4 people are out. I've already eliminated 4 people. And that's a very difficult place to be. So sometimes being early in the slam ain't the worst thing in the world. I just wanted to say that for the sake of slam. But I genuinely like your piece. I can't believe y'all all of you. You're all cheating. This slam is unfair, Jo. You have a very unfair slam. They're using props. It's very wrong. It's not okay. I just have to say that as someone who slams. But y'all really went out and bought a shirt for a slam. Y'all are really crazy. I'm not saying that I haven't, but y'all are really crazy because I get to critique y'all. But definitely a 9.5. Really great delivery, great memorization. Uno said earlier, he was like, no disrespect to everybody. I feel like the slam just started. In the last 3 poems, I feel like now I'm at a slam. Before, I was like, this is a very nice poetry reading at my grandmother's funeral. But now I'm at a slam. So thank you.
Not the poetry reading. All right, Chev, it's on you.
I said, there goes the neighborhood.
Kim knows about those readings.
It's the neighborhood. I knew it wouldn't be safe out here for a few poems after what just happened, but I'm not going to spend all your critique time talking about somebody else. Good poem. I'm going to give it a 9, even, like 9.0. I would say what I would do with this poem is, or what I would do for next week, because this poem's passed, or else you want to keep using it for things, that's cool. Write out your entire poem. Take a pen, or if you're a typist, type. I want you to put a big X next to every line you think we are going to react to. You think is going to impress us, is going to move us, everything that is poignant, that's either really clever or just all-encompassing of the lines that just came before it. Every single one of those. Put an X next to it and ask yourself, is this the best and most effective way I can say this? And if it is, keep it. If it's not, change it. And don't worry about however many times you may have to do that. because that is going to be the difference between you taking over this slam and running for second with everyone else. I'm dead serious. And I think you're fully capable of that. It's just taking that creative energy, and sometimes you have to focus that into a single line and do it a bunch more times. But like the structure of the poem is solid. Just when you're supposed to hit us, hit us. That's a 9. That's still the second highest score I done gave today. That was some good work right there. That's some good cooking.
All right, good critique. All right, Trishay, it's on you.
Hey. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I will say, I personally, I just have a thing about list poems because I've heard so many. Like, if you're gonna do a list, you came out the gate like 1, and I was like, okay, list poem. Like, my mind is already ready to hear a list, and then you like halfway through the poem forgot about your list. So if you're gonna do a list poem, like commit to it being just that. But then also you started out really good with like the story and the heartfelt story, and I was with you, and then you shifted into this is what I'm gonna do, and this is how I'm gonna change it and turn around things. But I don't remember in your piece when it changed. I just remember listening differently, like, oh, we're talking about something different. But I didn't feel like a strong shift. So just like a word of advice, they're supposed to do really, really well, where you can start a poem one way, and then literally the audience is like, oh, I had no idea we were going here. So if you're gonna do a plot twist, if you're gonna do a shift, make it a hard one, commit to it, make it like dramatic, that shift, because it can be make or break the poem. So those are just some critiques. Good turn on the positivity though, and the pardons for my trauma. Yes, I felt that line. I really did. But yeah, I would just say if you're gonna commit to the list poem, like expand on that, sit with it, or it doesn't have to be a list poem. You could have started with just the definition, and you could have left the numbers out altogether. You didn't really need the numbers to drive your poem. So with that being said, like Chev, this was the second best poem I've heard tonight. So I'm gonna give you the second best score of a 9.2, sis. Great job.
All right, 9.2. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yo, before we go ahead and talk about who won this, we did not score Trishay earlier. So judges, I don't know if y'all wrote down your score when Trishay spit, and I didn't want to circle back once we had started. I felt like that would have killed K Soleil's vibe. So I know it's putting a lot. I don't know if y'all took notes, but Trishay did hit me in the back line. She was like, hey, I want to know what they thought. So Uno, Trishay, her calibration piece, what would you have given her? Your sound.
Hey, I want to say thank you for your piece. I appreciate you. Thank you for starting off the show and being the sacrificial poet to get the mojo started. 10. Hey, okay. But wait, I got something else to say. Before we get out of here, man, hey, it's J.O. birthday. Right now on the cash out, it say J.O. Speaks. I ain't hear no shout outs, man. So that means y'all don't care about my boy enough to send him $2.53 for a birthday. Come on now. Come on.
I want to shout out. My mama came through, Uno. My mama
Mama gonna come through. Mama gonna come through. Thank you, mama. And thank you for everybody, man. Hey, just bless J.O. Next.
All right. Kimberly Stewart.
Definitely. First of all, Trishay, you are absolutely beautiful, and so was your piece. I was like, oh, sis did that. Let me tell you why it resonated so hard with me. Like, it all just flooded back. I had a corporate job when I was 18, almost 19 years old. I was making almost $70,000 a year, straight out the bat. And I had 2
It's J.O. birthday.
I know it's J.O. birthday. I had a baby, and then I had another one. and I was in corporate, and I was doing poetry. And I remember going to a poetry reading one night. It was a Thursday night, and I said, I can't do this job anymore. Not because I wanted to do poetry full time, but because I knew that what I wanted to do was not that job. I went back Friday morning, left out of there Friday night, and cried because I had to come back Monday. Your poem brought all of that back. I have not thought about that since. And I decided to follow my dreams and become who I am today so that my children could see that they could do it too. And so, bomb branding, bomb execution, bomb writing, all of that good. So yeah, it's a 10 for me. And y'all hit up the man Cash App now.
Yo, I do want to shout out. We got some coming through. Appreciate you, Lenora.
Hey.
I appreciate you. And my boy Carnes came through. Appreciate you, Carnes.
Good work. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
All right, Black Chakra on Trejay.
In 2014, I was dating this girl named Nakia. She was a spoken word artist. She went by Fire Angelou. I came up with the name. She came up with Black Chakra. We were supposed to do this double feature where we wrote all these group pieces and stuff, but then there was a snowstorm. But the person still wanted to come through next week to do the feature, but he already had a different feature for that week, but he still wanted to hear the poems. So being young poets, we went. And while I was there, the other poet who actually got paid to feature, she did one of the worst features I've ever seen in my entire life. It was awful. Poem for poem. I was never more disgusted with how bad the poetry was. And not even like memorable bad, like some of the things I hear on here, like forgettable, boring. And at the end of that, her horrible set, she said out of her mouth, I've been blessed enough to make money off poetry for the last 5 years, and poetry's been feeding me and paying my bills. And after she said that, I had so much inspiration. I said, if somebody is paying this woman to spit poems, then I must do this. And that's the memory you brought back for me. How inspired I was to just go and get it. I gave you a Great Debaters 9.2 because the Great Debaters is really inspirational to me. I do love Denzel Washington movies. I feel about Denzel Washington the way people foolishly feel about Will Smith. Like, I love Denzel and it's ridiculous. And your poem gave me like great inspiration, and I really like the writing. You have a great poise to your performance. I was very impressed with the poise. And I don't like being impressed because I hate everything. It's kind of, my default is annoyed, but thank you.
For sure. Okay, for the Great Debaters, Journey Smollett. Let's go, Chef.
Trejay in the slam, right?
She not in.
Just the sacrificial. All right, so I don't gotta keep none of my integrity. You know what? Trejay been throwing a lot of shots at me today. Been real petty, like, you know, I'm real tempted to push that 3 button. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get a little bit of get back, but that ain't right. That ain't right, because the poem was a 9.4 for me.
Okay.
The poem was a 9.4 for me, for real. I think Trejay does a really good job of stacking together metaphors, and idioms when used in poems are really cliche. But how you can give new life to them is when you take the idiom and you take the literal meaning of it and you extend it further so it now has a new meaning and a new use. And she does a great job of that in her poem. So I was having a good time. I enjoyed it. It made me real sad that she was being mean to me all day. I was like, I thought we was gonna be friends still, you know. But like, I'm gonna take that right here.
I'll be nice to you next week, Chef. All sugar and spice next week, I promise.
And it's J.O. birthday. Send money, people.
For sure.
Trying to buy the slam. I see.
Got us all up past our bedtime. You better pay this man.
I know, and hey, we got some coming through, yo. Shout out to my boy Eddie Alexander. He came through with the cash out. But y'all, we at the hardest part. Eddie, my man. He's an awesome poet as well, y'all.
Next season, Eddie, jump in.
This is the part that's hard for me, y'all. Well, we gotta let one go. We're the poet that didn't make it tonight, so we only let one go. Only the significant 6 will make it to the next round, y'all. After next week, we hitting the final 4, y'all, and you on your own bag. This is the last prompt. So the poet with the highest score, we already know. We kept singing his praises. Y'all give it up for my man, Carnes Turner. Yo, he took the gold. Wow. It's hard to see poets go because I feel like family, y'all. My girl Dale, she was definitely memorable week 1. She definitely did her thing week 2. But y'all, we can only take 6 poets into next week. She is a poet that won't be with us next week. But y'all, this is the prompt. I want y'all to watch the screen. I think y'all gonna like this one, y'all. I'm about to be excited about next week. Yo, y'all can't mess this one up. Y'all watch this prompt. All right, y'all. Listen, Black Love next week for a chance to spit at a love retreat, y'all. Make sure you tap into their website, Power Couple International, to get more information, y'all. It's gonna be a love week next week, y'all. Black Love. He said he want to hit a sensual, like the strengthening, like marriage, like keep us together. Like marriage ain't no joke, y'all. For those that are married, no. For those that wear the band. So I'm looking to be encouraged. I'm looking to be strengthened, y'all. Next week gonna be fire. Yo, Black
I'm
Love.
sacking.
Huh?
I'll sack.
And we got Black Chakra as a sacrificial poet, y'all. Next week about to be bananas. Bananas. I mean, bananas. You feel me? The yellow one. But y'all, I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. On my birthday, y'all, I feel love. Yo, we still got cash apps coming through. Yo, my man just hit the cash app. His name's Flash real quick. Let me go ahead and shout him out. My man, Terrence. Yo, appreciate y'all.
Terrence. Salute, boy.
Yo. Salute. But y'all,
Thank you kindly.
Next week, y'all, Black Love. We can't go wrong, y'all. I'm excited. See y'all back next week. Salute.
Derek Wallace. What up, J.O.? Kimberly Stewart.